everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Preacher and the Prodigy College Football Pick'em podcast. I'm the Preacher.
And I'm the Prodigy.
And we have made it to week 11. Week 11 of the college football season is here. It is upon us. And we will be picking 5 games as we generally do against the spread. If you're new to the podcast, we use the line. We use ESPN lines. What are we using?
We're using general idea lines, what most of
Would you average them out or something, or what?
Kind of just see what the most common line is, and we go against that. So it could be Caesars and DraftKings, and
we always do an initial look at Circa on Sundays,
Yeah.
and then things tend to move a little bit in the course of the week. We always pick these games on Thursday night. You're probably watching this Friday or Saturday. Hope you have a great weekend, and we want to especially say a special word of gratitude as we begin. We're wearing our Northwestern College Red Raider apparel. It's just so we can say thank you to the Dordt College Defenders. Congratulations to Dordt on knocking off the Morningside Mustangs and clinching for our Red Raiders the outright Great Plains Athletic Conference Championship. Thank you, Dordt. It's the one nice thing you've ever done for us.
The only downside is now they think they're something. So now we might have to deal with that until they get blown out of the playoffs.
So is Morningside out now? You got to think
they're still in.
You think they're still in the playoff?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
2 lost teams started the year, top 5. I think they're still in.
Yeah. And so Northwestern with their sights set on the undefeated season facing Jamestown this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
A big weekend for Red Raider sports.
Not so big of a weekend for you, though, picking games.
Well, last weekend you're thinking about last week.
This past week.
So I narrowly avoided wearing the garbage can because I went 1-5. And the one win I got was, what was that again? Was that?
It wasn't picking the over on Iowa.
It was Washington beating USC is what it was. I picked Washington to beat USC.
That was a lock of the week, pretty much.
Though. And that was my only win. I had been on a hot streak, and things took a very sharp turn there. Yeah, why did I pick the over in Iowa against Northwestern? But last week we came out with breaking news that we had the lowest ever over-under set by Vegas, and we're breaking it again.
We broke it again. Hosting Rutgers
this weekend.
I think Hawkeyes are favored by 1 or Rutgers by 1.
Okay.
Somebody's favored by 1, so that's
kind of a coin flip. But the over/under is set. Did you say 28?
Yes, 28. It opened.
I wonder if Illinois could be even lower the following week. We'll have to see. But we have finally some big action for our star-crossed, struggling, should be in prison Michigan Wolverines. They play Penn State. Let's jump right in. Here we go. Picks for week 11. Let's do it.
Number 1, we're going to go back to your Huskies, which saved you from the trash can. They will be hosting the Utah Utes. This will be I think it's a 2:30 game. This is in Washington. Mm-hmm. Washington coming off that big week, and Utah putting the hammer down on Arizona State. Mm-hmm. I think season records in points and yards in that game. Huskies are still favored by 9.5 at home. I have to go first because I took the lead from you. Now I'm ahead 2 games, so it's my turn to pick. I think I'm going to take the Huskies here. I think Utah is just a different team away from home. And even at home, you saw what can happen. They can get blown out by a superior opponent. Now, Washington, I think, not quite as good as Oregon, even though they beat them. I'm still going to take the Huskies here. I think that Michael Penix is going to be too much for the pig farmer Bryson Barnes to keep up with. Give me the Huskies.
I want the real Utah. Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. I'm going Utes, though. I think this is the kind of game that they can shorten the game, just hang in there defensively. They were able to do it against USC. We think USC and Washington are pretty comparable. 9.5 is a lot. I would take Washington to win the game. But could I see this being a I don't know, if let's just say a 41-35 game? I can. I think it'll be lower scoring than that, but I will still take Utah. Give me those 9.5.
All right,
big,
we disagree.
Juicy at altitude points. It's not at altitude.
Not at altitude.
It's in Seattle.
Number 2, we are going to go to Mizzou, where they will be hosting the Tennessee Vols.
Why are we picking this game? What is it? We just not any other games?
Not really. I mean, unless you want to go to like Oklahoma State, bounce house against UCF. It's a top 15 matchup. Both teams are still very good. This is basically a pick on Vols are favored by 1. I don't really know about this game. Give me Missouri at home. Play Georgia.
You're going first again, huh? Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, if it's a coin flip game, give me the home team as well. But you said it's at Missouri?
It is at Missouri.
Yeah. They're a good football team. Tennessee is a good football team. The line's fine. Give me the home team. I'm going to agree with you on that one.
All right, we agree.
By the way, did you see that a Missouri coach was wearing a Michigan piece of apparel at the game the other day? I don't think it was Drinkwitz, but an assistant coach had a Michigan.
It's close because they make it where it's black and yellow, but the N is the same.
The font is Michigan, so yeah, that was wild.
Could be Connor Stallions. All right, number 3, the Tobacco Road rivalry coming to the gridiron instead of the court. We had the Duke Blue Devils, who have kind of petered off after that hot start, going to the road to the now top 25 North Carolina Tar Heels. This is going to be a night game. It is going to be wild in Raleigh. Tar Heels are giving 14 points.
And I'm taking them. I'm taking those points. In a rivalry game, 2 touchdowns like this, I think Duke still got it in them. They were overrated clearly to begin the year, partly because Clemson was overrated prior to that. But Duke has not looked as good recently, but I think that Elko will again make this thing a rock fight. I'm going to take Duke to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. It's going to be tough for them to score with Drake May, but I think that they'll be able to control the game enough. North Carolina not always having the best defense, even at home. I'm going to agree with you. I think 14 is a lot of points. Give me the Blue Devils as well. Number 4, Ole Miss at UGA. Georgia's favored by 10.5. This is a night game, college game day is going there. Top 10 matchup. First time they've played since 2012. That a 2016 game that was supposed to play, but that was vacated. So first time playing in 10 years.
Why doesn't Georgia ever play like LSU or Bama in the regular season? They seem like you'd love to see that, but it never happens.
It's always why Alabama plays Tennessee, different divisions. All right, Georgia favored by 10.5 here. Some places say 11. We're going to go with 10.5. I think it's my turn. All right, my turn. I'm going to take Georgia, mainly because Missouri matched up way better with Georgia than Ole Miss does. Carson Beck really throwing it really good. He's looked great. The difference in the game was that he did not throw a pick, and Brady Cook did last week. I'm going to take Georgia to cover because I really don't see that defense for Ole Miss stopping Georgia and not just being able to simply keep up with Carson Beck.
It's the same deal. You want to pick Ole Miss. You want to think that they could go in there and just mess around a little while and hang tight in the fourth quarter. But again, Georgia just seems to have that. We talk about it, that extra gear, that kind of intensity that they can go to when they're challenged, especially between the hedges. I like Ole Miss this year. I think they have a good quality team. They're going to have a good season by the time it's over. They'll play in a nice kind of New Year's Bowl, probably like the Outback Bowl or something like that, whatever they're calling it now. But Georgia's going to win the game, and Georgia's going to win the game decisively. Now we are into CFP ranking season. Style matters. You want to hold on to that spot. I think Georgia wins convincingly.
All right, we agree. Last game, finally the first real test for Michigan will be going to Happy Valley. Big noon kickoff.
So this game opened at 7 and then cratered to 4.5.
Yeah.
Perhaps because people were thinking Jim Harbaugh wouldn't be on the sidelines. Still a possibility.
Yeah.
But as we are now recording at 7 p.m. on Thursday night, there's no indication that he will be suspended for the game at Happy Valley.
Yeah, it's looking more like they're just going to give him a fine. It's going in that direction. Wolverines are favored by 5, 4.5, wherever you look at it. We're going to pick this game at 5.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm just going to predict that number ticks back up again in the next 36 hours.
Especially if no trouble is given to it.
Happy to go first on this one. I think Michigan's going to win. I think Michigan's going to cover. I'm not predicting a blowout by any means, but I'm predicting a comfortable win for Michigan. 28-13 or something like that. I just don't think that Penn State has the offensive firepower to match Michigan's defense. I think Michigan and Penn State are the lowest, or the two top-ranked scoring defenses. They give out the fewest points per game. So Penn State has a good defense. I think Michigan's is just better top to bottom, and I think Michigan's offense is much better than Penn State's offense. Obviously, you can't discount Happy Valley. You cannot discount Beaver Stadium. You cannot discount 105,000 Stripe Out fans this weekend.
Might be.
A Stripe Out is happening down there at State College, but I think Michigan has been on the road in difficult environments before. They have just a seasoned team. A lot of veterans have played a lot of big road games. They're all business. I think Michigan takes care of things and wins this game 28-13.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I feel like this game is going to be a game where it does not start out comfortable. Michigan getting used to playing better teams, not because they can't beat them, but because they aren't used to that talent this year yet. But I think by the third quarter, it's really going to be where Michigan shows its superiority in being the older team. And both these teams have not allowed a single point in the third quarter. Only 2 teams in the country. But I think that Michigan's veterans, just being the older team, even in a tough environment, is really going to put them forward. And I think that the halftime adjustments will be made, and Michigan will end up winning this game probably by 2 scores.
Interesting question on Michigan. So last year we were always focused on, they can run it, but do they have the downfield passing game to really hurt teams? This year, it's so different.
Opposite.
Just heard a statistic that on 3rd and long, which is 3rd and 7 or more, J.J. McCarthy has attempted to pass 29 times. He is connected on 22 of those passes, 21 of them for first downs. That is unreal. And so I think Michigan has just said, okay, JJ, and we're gonna tactically use the run game if the box looks light, or obviously if we want to shorten the game, if we need to pick up a short first down. But they are just fine pass protecting for J.J. McCarthy and letting him find someone. It's very, very difficult to hack him off stride.
And Penn State's running game hasn't been quite to what they'd like either. I think Nicholas Singleton has had 1 run of over 20 yards.
It's amazing because you come into the year, you have these 3 Big Ten East teams with 2 quality backs. Mm-hmm. All 3 teams have disappointed relative to expectations.
Well, Ohio State maybe, but Travion Henderson was hurt.
And Mine Williams is out for the year.
Well, he's true, but he's starting to look better.
He's better now, but relative to expectations, none of them have matched up. On the other hand, no one had Kyle Monangai on their preseason Big Ten ballot, and he's doing well. So I think Michigan is the better team in 2 of the 3 phases for sure, and maybe defensively as well. What do we know about the defensive end from Penn State? Chop Robinson. Is he playing? He was concussed a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if he played against, did he play against Maryland?
I'm not sure. I don't think he did. But James Franklin gave an update on that. I know that. I can't remember what he said. Look it up if you so desire to figure that out. But an update was given. So
you think if he could go, he's going to go in this game?
For sure.
Yeah. So we will see. It'll be a very big weekend, weekend before LCL basketball gets started. So we'll try to enjoy that. Maybe have some French toast with the cousins who are coming over from Iowa to chill. Looking forward to that. We'll see you guys when you get here, and enjoy Week 11 in college football. A lot of things will be clarified by the time we get together.
There's been a lot of drama in CFP right now. I'm certain that that's going to get sorted out in the next few weeks.
All right. Until then, I'm the preacher.
And I'm the Prodigy.